Hi, today I'm going to read you a story called Where the Wild Things Are by Maurice Sendak. It is perhaps the most well-known children's book ever written. Behind me is one of the characters. As I read, I would like you to notice not only the words but also the pictures. Pay close attention because I'm going to tell you some secrets about this book once we are done with the story. This is Where the Wild Things Are by Maurice Sendak. Where the Wild Things Are. The night Max wore his wolf suit and made mischief of one kind and another. His mother called him Wild Thing, and Max said, "I'll eat you up." So he was sent to bed without eating anything. That very night in Max's room, a forest grew and grew and grew until his ceiling hung with vines and the walls became the world all around. And an ocean tumbled by with a private boat for Max, and he sailed off through night and day, and in and out of weeks and almost over a year to where the wild things are. And when he came to the place where the wild things are, they roared their terrible roars and gnashed their terrible teeth and rolled their terrible eyes and showed their terrible claws. Till Max said, "Be still," and tamed them with the magic trick of staring into all their yellow eyes without blinking once. And they were frightened and called him the most wild thing of all. And made him king of all wild things. "And now," cried Max, "let the wild rumpus start." "Now stop," Max said, and sent the wild things off to bed without their supper. And Max, the king of all wild things, was lonely and wanted to be where someone loved him best of all. Then all around, from far away across the world, he smelled good things to eat. So he gave up being king of where the wild things are. But the wild things cried, "Oh, please don't go. We'll eat you up. We love you so." And Max said, "No." The wild things roared their terrible roars and gnashed their terrible teeth and rolled their terrible eyes and showed their terrible claws. But Max stepped into his private boat and waved goodbye and sailed back over a year and in and out of weeks and through a day. And into the night of his very own room, where he found his supper waiting for him. And it was still hot. I hope you like the book. Now here's some secrets about the book. First of all, you can see from this cover it's a very old book. It was written in 1963, which was a long time ago. When it first came out, parents thought that this book was not a good book to read to their children. They thought that the monsters in the story were too scary and that would give children nightmares. So hopefully it wasn't too scary for you. Kids read it anyhow, and it wasn't too scary for them. Another thing I want you to notice in this book is, and if I can get to the right page, is in the story is the dog. And the dog in the story was the author's dog. And he tried to include this dog in many of the stories that he wrote. The other thing that you will notice is, look how small the first picture is. Now we get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And now it's not only on one page, but on 2 pages. Now it's most of the second, or part of the second, and now it gets to both pages. So the pictures are expanding, getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And now, ba-ba-bum, the Wild Rumpus begins. And look, the Wild Rumpus is on both pages. Pretty cool, huh? And now, all of a sudden, we're going the other way. Now the pictures are on only part of the story, and then even less. Now, mostly just on this one page. And now, just on this page. And the very last one, there are no pictures. Why do you think Maurice Sendak did that? What do you think? Finally, I wanted you to notice something about the Wild Things. The Wild Things are creations that Maurice Sendak made by taking the head of one animal, the torso or middle part of another animal, and the legs of another animal. And that is the project I'm going to want you to do. I'm going to want you to create your own wild thing. It can be anything at all you would like. Like Maurice Sendak, you could take the head of one animal, the torso of another, and the legs of another animal and make that into your wild thing. Or you can do anything you want. I have made an example over here of one that I did using the head of a praying mantis, the body of a human, but then I wanted to make the hands being paws, and then the legs of a bird. And that's my wild thing. Doesn't have to be scary. And you can see I also did not color it in. I just did it with a Sharpie, okay? And you can do that, but really I would like to see some color. So do this art project, take a picture of it and send it to your teacher. I hope you have fun with your own wild thing. Bye-bye.